In this video, we'll take a look at a very common structure in Mandarin Chinese called the ba structure. Let's first see how it's used in context, and later I'll explain in more detail. 我想学汉语。我想把汉语学好。请你搬沙发。请你把沙发搬到客厅。你得整理房间。你得把房间整理得很干净。你得把房间整理一下。你应该先煮水，然后放肉。你应该先把水煮开，然后把肉放进去。我看完这本书了。我把这本书看完了。我把这本书看了一遍。他把书拿回去了。我想办好这件事。我想把这件事办好。他不想把这件事办好。他把这件事办得很糟糕。The ba structure can feel a bit unnatural for English speakers, but it's so common and widespread that it's very important to get a good grasp of it. The basic format of the ba structure is ba, object, plus the result of an action on the object. By and large, there are three things you must pay attention to regarding to the ba structure. First, it must end with a detailed result. And thus, the action verb is typically followed by a result complement, a direction complement, a degree complement, a verb measure word, or le. For more details on the use of these complements or the particle le, you can reference the links below. Second, the verb must be an active action that the subject does to the object. So, verbs that have no influence on the object do not fit into the ba structure. For example, you cannot put ba before 想、喜欢、知道、觉得、看见、听见、同意, etc. to form a ba structure because these verbs have no direct influence on the object. So you cannot say ba something 想, ba something 喜欢, ba something 知道, ba something 觉得, ba something 看见, ba something 听见, or ba something 同意. Third, the result of an action is on the object, not the subject. It has the effect of highlighting the object by moving the object forward. For example, 我看完这本书了 means I finished reading this book. And 我把这本书看完了also can be translated into I finished reading this book. But in the sentence with ba, the object is moved forward to highlight it first. Note the subtle difference. Generally speaking, if you want to emphasize what happened to the object, you can use the ba structure. Since it doesn't come natural to English speakers, it's important that you review as many examples as possible and practice frequently to develop a feel for the language. Let's relook at the examples to see how to use the ba structure in different situations. 我想学汉语. Note that without ba, this sentence doesn't indicate any details or the result of the action verb 学. It just means I want to learn Mandarin. 我想把汉语学好. I want to learn Mandarin well. When you move the object forward, and then place the action verb and the result complement after, you get a ba construction. Let's see what the subject wants to do to the object 汉语. Well, it says that the subject wants to learn it well. Remember, you cannot just leave the action verb hanging at the end of the sentence. 我想把汉语学 sounds very unconventional, so you must add other words to complete the sentence. In this case, it's the result complement 好. Thus, 学好 expresses to learn well. 把汉语学好 expresses to learn Mandarin well. Also note that since the verb 想, which means would like to or want to, does not have direct influence on the object, it cannot follow 把 and become a 把 construction. But you can still put it before 把 to express what you want to say, as it is in this sentence. Additionally, by moving the object forward, it also has the effect of highlighting the object 汉语。我想把汉语学好。I want to learn Mandarin well. 请你搬沙发 Please move the sofa. Note that without 把, this sentence doesn't indicate where the sofa should be moved to. It just means, please move the sofa. 请你把沙发搬到客厅 Please move the sofa to the living room. As you can see, with the 把 structure, you can specify where you want to move the sofa to. The object comes right after 把, then followed by the action verb and the result complement. Again, note that you can't leave the action verb 搬 at the end by itself. You must add something after the action verb. In this case, it's the result complement 到 and then the location that it's moved to. 把沙发搬到客厅 means to move the sofa to the living room. 你得整理房间 You should tidy up your room. Note that this sentence doesn't express how tidy it has to be. 你得把房间整理得很干净 You should tidy up your room very clean. With this 把 structure, you can express the degree to which the room has to be cleaned. In this case, the action verb is followed by a degree complement. 你得把房间整理一下 You should tidy up your room a little bit. 一下 following a verb acts as its complement, expressing an attempt. It also has the effect of softening the tone of the speaker. Remember that you can't leave the action verb 整理 at the end by itself. So 一下 in the sentence, serving as a complement, has to follow the action verb. 你应该先煮水，然后放肉。You should boil the water first and then add the meat. This sentence doesn't indicate to what extent you boil the water or where the meat goes. 你应该先把水煮开，然后把肉放进去。You should heat water to a boil first and then put the meat into the water. Again, with the 把 construction, you can express the degree to which the water should be boiled and where the meat goes. In this case, the water should reach a boiling point, and then the meat should then go into the water. Well, it didn't specify exactly where it goes, but the direction complement indicates it goes into something. And since it mentions boiling water as the first step, one can assume that the meat must be put into the water. 我看完这本书了 I finished reading this book. Since this sentence already has the result complement 1, you don't need to add anything extra at the end when you convert it into a 把 structure. You can simply move the object to the front, following 把, and the action verb and the result on the object comes at the end. 我把这本书看完了 I finished reading this book. Since both sentences indicate the same idea, you may be wondering what's the difference between 我看完这本书了 and 我把这本书看完了 Well, as I briefly mentioned before, since the 把 structure brings the object 书 to the front, it has the effect of highlighting the object. You can also replace the result complement with a verb measure word 一遍 after the action verb to express I read this book once. 我把这本书看了一遍 You can also put a direction complement 回去 after the action verb 拿 to express he took back the book. 他把书拿回去了。我想办好这件事。I want to handle this thing well. This sentence also already has the result complement 好 so you don't need to add anything extra at the end when you convert it into a 把 structure. So you can move the object forward and put it after 把 to highlight it and then followed by the action verb and the result complement. 我想把这件事办好 I want to handle this thing well. If you want to negate this sentence, you can put 不 in front of 想 and say 他不想把这件事办好。Note that the negation word 不 does not work as part of the 把 structure. The negation word 不 is placed in front of the 把 construction. You can also add a degree complement to express how he handled this thing. 他把这件事办得很糟糕。He handled this thing very poorly. Okay, now let's do some practice. Convert the following sentence into the 把 structure to say, he ate my apple. You can pause the video and think about it first. Yes, the answer is 他把我的苹果吃了。Again, please remember that you cannot allow the action verb to hang by itself at the end. You must add something after the action verb, even if it's as simple as the particle 了 as in this case. Convert the following sentence into the 把 structure to say, she finished homework. Again, you can pause the video and think about it first. Okay, the answer is 他把作业做完了。And next, rearrange the following words to say, throw out the trash. Again, you can pause the video and think about it first. Okay, the answer is 把垃圾扔出去。Okay, this is a summary. You can take a screenshot and crop it out for your future reference. Thanks for watching.